Break with me. Woo! Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Some of you requested that I bring back the Are They Worth the Hype videos, and I didn't realize that I had taken a break from them, but I really haven't discovered another product where I'm like, okay, I need to debunk the myth. Until I recently walked into my Sephora and something ended up coming home with me. So this Are They Worth the Hype is on the Too Faced Chocolate Bar Palette. Now, I do have to be honest with you guys. Tater says hi. I do have to be honest with you guys. I purchased this a long time ago. In fact, when it just came out, Mr. Man came home with it from work one day as a surprise. And I was so excited, but I never opened it, I never swatched it, I never did anything. When I saw the size of the tin and how noisy it was, I took it straight back to Sephora and I said, I do not need this in my life. It is bulky, it is obnoxious, it's loud, and I don't like it. I'm very picky when it comes to the size of my makeup. If it's going to take up too much room in my limited space, I'd rather just not have it because I feel almost cluttered or like I have too much, it's taking up too much space. But a ton of you asked me if I had it, if I was gonna do tutorials on it, that you would like to see a review on it. And I felt terrible because I bought it and then I took it right back. So needless to say, when I found out that they were planning on repackaging the Too Faced palette, I called my Sephora for like 3 weeks until they finally arrived. So basically they redid the packaging and now it's slim, compact, and a lot more pretty. It takes up less room, it's less noisy, it's more dense, it doesn't have that hollow space in between the tin and the palette, so it doesn't sound noisy and just, I don't know, it was such a turn off for me. Not to mention, it's brown. Like, it's brown. Why couldn't it be like a gold tin or pink? Or you know how the box comes with, let me get the box. You guys know how the box comes like if it was a chocolate bar, like it was nice and like wrapped, like it had a wrapper on it. It doesn't have to be naked chocolate. It could have been a wrapped up chocolate bar, you know? But I don't know, just the whole brown thing, it doesn't look too pretty or sexy to me like Too Faced normally is. So needless to say, I bought it because I'm a snob and I wanted it to be skinny. The box even says on here, I'm skinny now, new slimmer packaging. So just so you guys can get an idea of what it looked like before, this is the Too Faced Love Sephora palette, and it looks like an old school pencil case. This is how big it was before, and when I initially got it, this is how it was. Now it's this thin. So you could see it's about half of the width. And look at, this one sounds, you hear that? It sounds like a hollow pencil case. Did you guys ever have these pencil cases in school? That's what it reminds me of. And now, it's not as noisy because it's more dense and compact. So just to give you an idea, it's about the same size as a Naked palette. So let me see. If you guys can see, this is the Naked 3. It comes out a little bit here. And then the Naked 3 is a little bit longer. So this video is basically to cover the is it worth your money? This is a $49 palette and it does include mattes and shimmers, and it's also considered a neutral palette. It does have mostly brown colors or tan colors that will provide a variety of nude looks, anywhere from a smoky eye like what I'm wearing today to a really just natural one color in the crease to give you depth. So it is a very versatile palette. If you want the shortcut version, it is definitely worth the $49, but if you can get it 20% off or on sale or with a discount, even better. But comparing it to like say a Naked palette is $52 and the color range is usually pretty consistent. So the Naked 3 is more of like a mauvey, rose gold neutrals. The classic Naked is a warm brown palette, and then the Naked 2 is a cool tone brown palette. This palette, however, the Too Faced Chocolate Bar, has a really wide range of colors. Although it does not provide that sort of distinction between palettes like the Naked one, it does give you an extensive variety or options to create eye looks. So if you guys can see here, these are the colors. It only has, I think, 4 or 5 matte shades, and then all of the other ones are shimmer, but they aren't obnoxiously shimmer like some Urban Decay colors are. And what I did notice about this palette, even though they are very soft and creamy shadows, they don't get on my face. You know, I'm a beast when it comes to shadows, and I usually get them all over my face. I didn't get any colors anywhere on my face, and I used some of the darkest ones in the palette, so I'm very, very impressed. One of the biggest selling points when I see this, when I see reviews on this palette is it smells like chocolate. That doesn't do anything for me. I am a chocoholic. I love chocolate, but I don't imagine myself putting food anywhere on my face. So it's not a selling point for me, but if you do prefer that, or if you do like the Chocolate Soleil bronzer, it smells exactly the same. I'm gonna bring you guys in closer to show you a little bit more of a close-up of the color selection that you have in this palette. This is the palette up close. You can see it looks like a chocolate bar. It's made out of tin. It does have a little description on the back of what the palette is all about. Honestly, this is a waste of space. What they could have done is put the names of the actual colors on the back of the tin instead of this insert that everyone is going to lose. The other place you could find the color names is on the back of the box. All of the names of the colors are named after certain types of chocolates, like truffles and things like that. So it comes with this little cover on top, and that basically tells you the name of the colors. I'm totally gonna lose this, you guys, so I don't know. I'm gonna have to find a creative way to remember the names. But these are the colors up close. Today I have sort of like a really warm smoky eye, and I'm wearing this color here based on recommendation of my friend Samantha. You guys know I'm always talking about her. I'll list her channel down below. This is called Cherry Cordial, I believe. And then to make it a little bit softer, I use this pink color here that's called Strawberry Bonbon. Definitely my favorite color of the entire palette has to be this color right here. This is a really warm brown. It almost reminds me almost like a brownish orange. There's a MAC color, I'm trying to think of the name, that looks just like this color, but this is a beautiful crease color. If you don't prefer such warm crease colors, this color up here is also a really good option. It's more of like a neutral brown. It's beautiful. This almost looks like they just took Chocolate Soleil, the bronzer, and just shoved it in this little tiny pan. But you can tell this palette provides a lot of options. This color up here in the top corner, it is called, let's see, Gilded Ganache, and it's a olive shadow with gold flecks. It is a beautiful color and something that you would never find in a neutral brown palette. Then this top color over here is a really cool tone, dark brown. It almost looks like a black. So you can see this palette has a ton of options. Even though it is a neutral palette, you have this wine, it's like a wine brown, like a red wine brown. Then you have this color here that's like a, almost like a blue or, it's like a blue or purple sparkle. So it gives you a lot of options of looks that you can create. So if you wanted to do like a neutral eye with a pop of color in the lower lash line, you have that brown. If you wanted to do a neutral eye with colors that you wouldn't normally see in a neutral eye, you could use that Gilded Ganache or that olive with the gold flecks. If you're going to a really nice event and you want a smoky eye with a little bit of sparkle, you could do this color up here. This color is called Black Forest Truffle, and it's basically a dark brown, almost black eyeshadow with red, like a red ruby shimmer in it. So it gives you a ton of options in this small little palette. Although you can look at it, and this is kind of what happened to me. I saw it and I really wasn't impressed. I was like, okay, well, it's another neutral palette. I have a ton of neutral palettes. I don't need more neutral colors. But when I really paid attention to it, kind of did my homework, played around with the colors, it's really impressive how many types of combinations you can come out with this palette. Because when you do, like I noticed when I use my Naked 3, if I use more than 2 or 3 colors, they just start to just muddle together and get muddy and just mix together, and you can't see the distinction with colors. With this palette, you could use 4, 5, 6 different colors, and you can actually see the distinction between the 6 colors. So it's definitely a product that will give you your $49 worth, or if you could get it on sale, even better. The pigmentation of the shadows is really great. It offers you more selection. I almost feel like I was in a small, closed-minded world of neutrals, and this palette opened up my eyes to how many other colors can be considered neutral or can be included in a neutral palette. I have a tutorial on this look that I have right now coming up on my channel very soon. If you guys would like me to do maybe a Too Faced chocolate bar series where I do several different looks using this palette, I'd love to do that, so leave it in the comment section below. And if you guys are interested in purchasing this palette, you could get it anywhere, any retail location that sells Too Faced. It is a permanent palette. Or you could even get it online. And as always, if you guys found this video useful or entertaining or learned something, please give me a thumbs up or subscribe if you haven't already. And until next time, this coffee break is over. Bye guys!